Okay, how easy is it to install a DCC decoder in a DCC ready Bachmann? So basically, remove the 4 screws in the bottom, remove the shell. For Bachmanns, you'll need to remove the capacitors off the motor. This is recommended by Soundtraxx. They're under the board here, connected to the motor. 2 little screws on each end of the board. That screw did not want to come out, but it's out. Anyway, here we are. We're going to lift the board off. Here's your little capacitors here. We're going to nip all those off. You could unsolder them, I guess. But we want to keep this simple. This is a solderless install. Okay, you can see there's 3 of them. They're off the motor now. Set those aside. I'm gonna look real close, make sure that we can't possibly short out here. I don't see the plastic liner that's normally here, which means that this could touch the side here and short. Typical Bachmann quality. Take a piece of Captain tape. We're going to put it down here between the connector and the side of the chassis. Like that. See this lead to the gray wire here goes down and around under the motor. Usually there's a plastic liner in here that keeps this from touching the side, but it's missing on this one. Yay. Oh well, easy fix. Cut this guy smooth. Trim it off to the top there, good to go. And we'll put the board back on. Make sure we're not pinching any wires. There we go. Now it's ready to plug in the decoder. I'm going to pull this 8-pin dummy out of here. Just lift up on the edges work it out. It's out now. There's your 8-pin plug. To keep this simple, I bought a Soundtraxx mobile decoder with an 8-pin pre-soldered. Open this guy up. If you look on the board, you see that pin number 1 is labeled down here in this corner. And pin number 1 is the orange wire. So if you look at this, the orange wire is down in this corner. So you want to make sure you plug that in correctly. In this case, it's going to go this way. These 2 extra wires you see coming out of the decoder are for other accessories, 2 more lights, or whatever you might want to drive with those. I'm going to chip them off flush. We don't want them shorting out on anything. You can actually take a piece of heat shrink. You could trim the heat shrink and maybe bend them over backwards. Okay, so we trimmed the 2 aux wires so that they didn't have bare wires on the end. Folded them over, maybe put a piece of heat shrink over the 2 wires and shrink it a little bit, or even leave it. You could use 2-sided tape now to attach the decoder somewhere, maybe over the speaker location. If this was a sound decoder, you would have 2 purple wires coming out the back side for your speaker, and you could mount your speaker here. Sorry, my hand's probably in the way. Maybe mount the decoder up here. This particular unit is a B model, or a B unit rather, sorry. It doesn't have lights, but the tabs for the lights would be here and here, forward and reverse. So yeah, there you go. Locate your decoder somewhere. Make sure you're not pinching any wires. Put your shell back on. Put your screws back in. It'll be on address 3 when you put it on your test track. And then go from there with the programming.